it, but I haven't seen the video. I haven't seen any media. I woke up today, took my daughters to camp, had some cereal, and started meeting with Steph Curry and Draymond Green. And there's enough to do here. I hope it gets resolved in the best way possible. And that Toronto, that doesn't blemish any of what their accomplishments are. They did a wonderful thing. Winning a championship is unbelievably hard. But we don't have a lot of time to figure out our own house here.
Well, Looney probably played in a lot of pain in the last few days. What did he mean for you guys and do for you guys? And also, as Livingston said, what his chance?
He's had about 12 hours to it. I get it. These questions are all fair. No, but Looney was, he smiled. I walked in. I said, "How's your body?" And he started laughing. I mean, there's a pride in every athlete. That there's, but we're human. If your body hurts, it hurts. It's tough. And so I think our whole team. I think Raymond said 105 playoff games in the last 5 years. These are just facts. They're not to be said as good or bad, but that's a lot of games, and everybody's kind of banged up. But again, I don't want to say that that's a reason why we lost. But Looney's banged up, but he'll be okay. Andre just says he's old, but he'll be okay. I mean, Sean is, he'll reflect upon what is in front of him, and we'll talk about that. But at this point, I don't think anybody should be making any decisions right now. Even me, I sit up here and answer these questions, but it's, just talking to Clay this morning, he said I haven't picked up the phone and talked to anybody because I just got to get my head around everything. I don't know. I know I have to do media today. I probably shouldn't because I just don't have a lot of good answers.
You guys suffered a lot of injuries this year, but a lot of soft tissue injuries, non-contact injuries. I know you and Steve have both spoken very highly of the regard that you have for Rick, but this is now, I think, 3 years in a row you've had some medical turnover. Is there going to be a reevaluation at all in terms of the personnel or the processes there?
No, Rick's unbelievable. We're lucky to have him. He's things happen sometimes, and our job is to evaluate everybody, but no, he's one of my favorite people. Human being, competent, experienced, so you never know. I think as we go through this, and as things get analytical and more and more information is available, and minutes and load, and even for us, it's still the game of basketball. You play basketball. Who knows? If you played right now, you blow out your ACL. I don't know myself. It doesn't. Yeah. My point is, there's variables, and we try to. This is not a controlled environment. None of it is. This is not. We're not machines. We're not computers. And you know what? That's why I like it. Because as a human. Last night I'm watching the game, and as a basketball fan, what a great game of basketball. What great competition. What great storylines and what great emotion. If it all was predictable and exact, I don't know how great it would be. We watch because we don't know what's going to happen. And sometimes pain happens,
Bob, given that Clay and Kevin, even if they come back, are both likely to miss all or most of next season, the odds are already out. You guys are not going to be the favorites. Is there any way in your mind you can accept almost a step back season?
It depends. People say, we're done. I never think of us as anything. I never thought, people use words about our team. I just think we try our best. In my job's to kind of help pick the team. Coach coaches the team, players play. I've learned that, 2016, we were up 3-1, and if you had asked what are the odds of winning, they would have said 97%, and we lost. So odds, I don't know what our odds to win it this year were. We didn't. What are our odds to win it next year? I don't know. It's a longer. When I say long game, all this is a longer game than people think. I don't do this job for 1 year. I hope our players don't come here expecting to be here just for a year. I hope Steve Kerr doesn't expect to coach just for one more year, or Joe Lacob to own the team. The hope is to, and that's why I'm somewhat proud of this year. We didn't win a championship, but this community and this city, the entire Bay Area, I hope they're proud of what we represented. I hope we represented this community appropriately, even in losing. Because I always tell people it's more important how you lose than how you win. And whatever adversity comes, I think you show more of yourself then. When you're winning championships and sweeping in the finals, it's great. Everybody loves each other. But this is when you find out who people are. And I'm proud of how we conducted ourselves.
I don't think you can deny about trying to build a roster without play and KD. I know you don't want to rush into it,
Right.
And you don't want to even admit to it, but at some point, you know, the facts are the facts, and you want to build a roster, and those two guys won't be available.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's interesting because you don't. You know, I didn't come here thinking I mean, I know Joe did. I didn't know if we'd win a championship. And we did. We ended up. We have 3. So you just keep going. I mean, you wake up every day, and whatever's put in front of you, you deal with. Sometimes it goes your way. We've had a lot of good fortune in the last 5 days. You know, we got the other side of that coin. But you can't. Nobody owes us anything, right? Just because we were supposed to win or we had a roster, we didn't. You know, who's to say that? You know, you have a different roster and it doesn't. So I don't know, Bonnie. I mean, I think the longer I've been doing this, I think the more you really just bet on it's people, players or people, you know, all of it. And you see what happens. And then, you know, that's why I always reference the Spurs, these teams, you know, the Spurs won 5 championships in 14 years, I think. So it doesn't have to be 7 in a row. You know, it doesn't have to be, I mean, I understand it's a great narrative, but nobody said you got to do it every year. We didn't, I mean, I don't know the exact years, but 50 years since a team's been to the finals 5 years in a row, so it doesn't happen, okay. If it does, great, just keep it moving. But this is not, I know it's looked upon as a year to year, but it's, you just try to build an organization, because there's going to be good luck and there's going to be bad luck. That is coming no matter what. You cannot avoid it. But how do you move through it? And then in your moments where things are going your way, how do you capitalize on it? And when they're not, you can't cry about it. Does it make it easier? No, it doesn't make it easier. But sometimes the greater the challenge, the greater the gratification if you overcome it.
And Bob, given what might be available with the late draft, like what's realistic as far as any needs there?
I don't know, man. The draft. We'll see. I mean, the draft too. I mean, I hate to keep kicking the can down the road, but Looney was a guy that a lot of people say couldn't help us, and he's starting in the last game in Oracle last night. So Jacob didn't get much time this year. What'll happen next year? You know, Damian started and got hurt. Jordan Bell played and didn't play and played more. And at that point in the draft, I think you try to get a guy that'll eventually be a rotation guy, but I don't. It's I just can't believe it's in 5 days. I gotta after this gotta do that. So
Can you comment? I'm sorry to keep bringing up all this other stuff that's not basketball. Can you comment on Mark Stevens and that incident and the incident with the fans initially after the injury of KD?
You know, again, I think that's been commented on enough. I think it was handled the best way it could be handled. I think he made a great apology, and you move forward. You know,
How do you explain all that stuff?
I don't know how to explain anything in the last 2 weeks, so I can't even. Looking back, I mean, we got to look forward now. I mean, I know you guys have. I don't think any sport, the Super Bowl. The NFL draft isn't 5 days after the Super Bowl. It's not 15 days until they're free. This is not. We got to figure that out, because we're going to be judged on that for the rest of the calendar year, starting July 1st. That starts. So our energy has to be completely focused on those 2 jobs.
We're asking obviously about a lot of free agency situations. Do you have a sense of how long-term your future is going to be with the team, or even how long-term you want it to be?
Me, personally?
Yeah.
No, I'm happy here. This is, it's who you go to work with, you know. I don't know how everybody chooses the jobs they want, but you know, the older you get, you realize, you know, even, you know, who knows what's coming. So my goal is to enjoy who I work with every day, and I love basketball. I can't play it much anymore, and never got to play at the level of these guys. But I tell people in however many years, for me, I get to watch the game last night. I just like watching the games. I mean, I love basketball. Not everybody has to feel that way, but I do. And if I can be close to it and walk in the locker room and look at the men that just kind of laid it out, that's a cool front row seat to life for me. After what happened with Kevin, obviously I don't cry much, but I said, who gets to go to work and feel what we feel? The problem is sometimes it's too much. But that's better than going to work and your heart rate doesn't move.
Bob, I know you can't speak for Kevin, but is it conceivable to you that he would opt in to the final year of his contract and that the Warriors would basically pay him next year and maybe even oversee his rehab without a longer term commitment?
I mean, he's obviously got that right per his deal, but I don't know what he wants to do. I'm not sure what that's obviously his option.
How do you view the most uncertain summer you've had since you got there?
Be a challenge, but you know what? It's good. It's different day, right? I mean, but I mean, that's it. That's sports. You guys, everybody here has probably covered sports maybe longer than I have, and it's all part of it, right? I mean, the winning. I mean, look, the nice thing is most people don't get to see. Some people don't get to see the finals ever. You could be a GM, you could be a coach, you could be a player, 15 years, 20, 30. You never made it to the finals. To go 5 years in a row, win, lose, that's life experience. So maybe, you know, now the goal is to do it again. But that'll be a great challenge. See what we can do.
All right, last question. We got to get Steve out here.
Was there any other damage to any of the ligaments besides the ACL?
No, I thought I honestly, Nick, I saw the MRI report, which I don't want to see any of these anymore. But I honestly don't remember exactly what that said. I'm sure that'll come out when he's done with the surgery. I don't know when he's doing surgery, but I don't want to guess as to what that was. There's an answer, I just don't remember what it was. I'm sorry.
Great, thank you. We'll have Steve here.
Sorry, I couldn't. I don't have enough time.
Provide a list of draft picks to you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So if you want to turn it on and then.
Yeah, I'll have